Is it hot in here or is it just me? It's just me. Okay, now let's talk about the Colonial forecast for today. The person who settled the Georgia colony name was James Edward Oglethorpe. He settled the Georgia colony on March 12, 1732. In honor of King George II, James Edward Oglethorpe named the colony Georgia. Most of the colonists were farmers, so enough food was provided. And some were merchants. Georgia is located near South Carolina and Florida. One of the important places in Georgia was the Savannahs and was the Ebenezers, Fort King George, and the Trustees' Garden, and the Bethesdas. The Trustees' Garden was where the important people met up at. The Bethesdas was an important orphanage. Fort King George was in honor of Commander Colonial Jeff. You're probably wondering, what were some of the physical properties of Georgia? Well, the physical properties were mountains, lakes, and rivers. And now I'm going to tell you why the colonists left England. They wanted to get rid of slavery and give the poor a chance to become farmers, merchants. And James Edward Oglethorpe wanted to stop class division also because James was put in jail because he couldn't pay off his debts. Now I'm going to tell you some of the famous people. Some of the famous people were Elijah Clark. Elijah Clark died fighting for his colony. He died because of all the wounds. Henry Ellis was a famous person. George Walton and James Oglethorpe. And we already know why James Oglethorpe was a famous person. George Walton was important because he owned an orphanage. And Henry Ellis was famous for fighting for his colony. Now, I'm going to tell you what made Georgia so different from all the other colonies. The thing that made Georgia so different from all the other colonies, that it was the last to be established and become a state. And that is your forecast for today. Your forecast leader, Yohansi. Woo! Oh, it's getting hot in here. Let me go shake it off a little bit. Cool.
Con los terroristas.